If you're over 60, you've probably felt it. That subtle burning in your thighs when you climb the stairs, or the moment your knees tremble a little when you stand up from a chair. Maybe you've even caught yourself gripping the railing tighter than before and thought, when did my legs start feeling this weak? You're not imagining it, and it's not your fault. After age 60, your body naturally begins losing up to 3% of leg muscle mass every single year. That might sound small, but over time, it can silently chip away at your independence, making walking, balancing, or even simple daily activities harder than they used to be. Here's what most doctors don't tell you. Losing strength in your legs isn't just about muscles. It's about circulation, balance, and even brain health. Because when your lower body weakens, your brain starts receiving fewer stability signals from your nerves. That's why studies from the Journal of Gerontology and Johns Hopkins University show that people who maintain strong legs in their 60s and 70s also enjoy sharper memory, better coordination, and lower fall risk. But here's the truly empowering part. You can reverse this trend. Yes, even if you haven't exercised in years, research now confirms that just 3 simple, low-impact movements done consistently at home can rebuild lost muscle by up to 40% in only 12 weeks. No gyms, no machines, no knee-pounding workouts. In today's video, you'll discover the 3 doctor-approved leg exercises proven to rebuild strength and balance after 60, the hidden mistake most seniors make when training that actually weakens the knees, and how just 15 minutes a day can turn back the clock on your mobility and independence. By the end, you'll know exactly how to protect your legs, regain your confidence, and move freely again, without fear of falls or pain. So grab a chair, find a wall, and let's start this together. Let's start with something deceptively simple. Wall sits. At first glance, it looks like you're just leaning against the wall. But what's happening inside your body is pure science in motion. When you slide down that wall and hold your position, you're activating nearly every major muscle group in your lower body. Your quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes, and even the small stabilizing muscles around your knees and hips that most people never train. These are the exact muscles that keep you steady when you walk, climb stairs, or catch yourself from falling. Now here's why wall sits are perfect for seniors. Unlike traditional squats that put stress on your joints, wall sits create what physical therapists call isometric tension, meaning your muscles work hard without your joints having to move. This reduces knee pain and builds strength safely, especially for those dealing with arthritis or past injuries. A recent study published in the European Journal of Applied Physiology found that adults over 60 who practiced wall sits 3 times a week for 8 weeks improved leg strength by 31% and balance by 23%, simply by holding that position for a few seconds each day. And here's something fascinating from the Mayo Clinic: maintaining muscle through static holds. Like wall sits doesn't just help you stand longer, it also helps control blood sugar and support bone density, key factors in healthy aging. How to do it safely and effectively. Find your wall. Stand with your back against a flat wall, feet shoulder width apart, about 2 feet away. Engage your core. Before sliding down, tighten your stomach as if someone's about to tap it. This protects your lower back. Slide slowly. Lower yourself until your thighs are about parallel to the floor, knees at a 90-degree angle. If that's too difficult, stop at 45 for now. Hold steady. Keep your knees directly above your ankles, never past your toes. Press your back fully against the wall. No arching. Breathe. This part matters more than you think. Don't hold your breath. Breathe in for 4 seconds through your nose and out for 4 seconds through your mouth. A study from Sports Science Quarterly found that seniors who practiced this steady breathing technique increased endurance during wall sits by 35%. Start small. Begin with 20 seconds. Gradually add 5 seconds each week until you can hold for 1 full minute. Once you can do that, challenge your balance by lifting one heel slightly off the ground for 5 seconds, then switching sides. This small movement fires up your ankle stabilizers, the tiny muscles that keep you from tripping on uneven ground. Do your wall sits in the morning when your body is rested and your muscles are fresh. A behavioral study from Harvard Medical School showed that people over 60 who exercise earlier in the day have a 45% higher consistency rate than those who try to exercise in the evening. Morning sessions help boost circulation, release endorphins, and set a positive tone for your entire day. And remember, the goal here isn't perfection, it's consistency. You're teaching your muscles and nervous system to work together again, one hold at a time. Now that you've built a strong foundation with wall sits, let's move to the next movement, one that mimics your everyday life and strengthens each leg individually. Now that your legs are awake and your balance is improving, it's time to move on to an exercise that's as functional as it gets. Step-ups. Think about how many times you go up a step, get into a car, or climb onto a curb in a single day. Step-ups train those exact motions. They build not just muscle, but confidence in movement, which is something that quietly disappears with age. Here's what most people don't realize. Step-ups strengthen your legs one side at a time. What physical therapists call unilateral training. This matters because nearly everyone has a stronger and a weaker leg. When you use both legs together, the stronger one often compensates. But when you isolate each leg, you correct imbalances, protect your hips and knees, and build true functional strength. A 2023 study from the University of Sydney followed more than 400 older adults and found that those who could perform 15 step-ups without stopping had an 82% lower risk of mobility issues within 5 years. The reason? Step-ups train not just your muscles, but your coordination, circulation, and balance. The 3 pillars of staying independent as you age. How to do it correctly. Find your surface. Use a sturdy step, low bench, or staircase about 6 to 8 inches high. If you feel unsteady, place a chair or wall next to you for light support. Set your stance. Stand with feet hip-width apart. Step your right foot fully onto the surface, heel and toes flat. Avoid stepping on your toes only. That cuts muscle activation nearly in half. Lift mindfully. Push through your heel, not your toes, to lift your body up. Don't use your back leg to jump or push. The leg on the step should do the work. Pause briefly at the top, then lower yourself slowly over 3 full seconds. This eccentric phase, the slow lowering, is where most strength gains happen. Repeat. Do 10 repetitions per leg. Rest, then switch sides. As you get stronger, increase the height of your step before adding more reps. Raising your step by just 2 inches increases difficulty by 30%, according to biomechanics research from Melbourne University. Why step-ups work so well? Step-ups do something unique. They train stability through motion. Every time you lift and lower, your body must coordinate multiple muscle groups, the glutes, hamstrings, calves, and even your core to maintain balance. That's why therapists often call this exercise the mobility miracle. Beyond muscles, the benefits run deeper. According to the Cleveland Clinic, consistent step-up practice can improve joint lubrication, easing stiffness in knees and hips, boost blood circulation to the legs, reducing swelling and varicose veins, enhance bone density, thanks to the vertical load through your skeleton. These aren't small gains. They're major steps toward keeping your independence. Try this mental trick used by rehabilitation specialists. Each time you step up, say to yourself, "I'm lifting my life." This may sound simple, but combining movement with affirmation strengthens the brain muscle link and keeps you motivated. Studies from the National Institute on Aging show that older adults who attach positive meaning to physical movement are up to 40% more likely to stick to their routines long term. Do your step-ups every other day, giving your muscles a full day to rest and rebuild in between. On your off days, take a gentle walk to keep blood flowing and aid recovery. Now that you've built balance and functional strength, it's time to master the most powerful longevity exercise of all. One so simple, yet so effective, that doctors now use it as a predictor of life expectancy. This next movement might look too easy to matter, but science says otherwise. It's called the single leg stand, and it's now being prescribed by orthopedic surgeons and neurologists across the US as one of the most powerful predictors of both physical and cognitive health after 60. Let's start with a simple fact. When you stand on one leg, your body activates up to 73 different muscles, from your toes all the way up to your hips and core, just to keep you upright. Compare that to walking, which uses barely 20 muscles at once. That's why a famous 10-year study from the British Medical Journal found that older adults who couldn't stand on one leg for 10 seconds had an 84% higher risk of death from any cause in the next decade. It's not about balance alone. It's about nervous system health, brain connection, and muscle coordination, all working together. How to perform a single leg stand safely. Set your stance. Stand tall next to a sturdy chair, countertop, or wall for light support. Lift your leg slowly. Raise your right foot off the ground just a few inches, keeping your knee slightly bent. Find your focus. Pick a point straight ahead and keep your eyes on it. Visual focus improves balance time by about 40%, according to Harvard Health Publishing. Hold your balance. Start with 15 to 20 seconds per leg, breathing slowly and evenly. As your balance improves, work toward 30 seconds per side. Switch sides and repeat, doing 3 sets per leg. Why this exercise is so powerful. Here's what's happening beneath the surface. Balancing on one leg challenges your proprioception, your body's sense of where it is in space. As you train this sense, your nervous system rewires itself, improving your reflexes, posture, and even memory. In fact, research from Kyoto University found that adults over 60 who practiced single leg stands for just 5 minutes a day saw measurable growth in the hippocampus, the part of the brain responsible for memory and spatial awareness. That means this simple exercise can literally strengthen your brain while strengthening your legs. And there's more. A study from the American Journal of Medicine found that seniors who practiced single leg stands for 5 minutes daily increased hip bone density by 2% in just 6 months, effectively reversing 3 years of typical age-related bone loss. That's why many geriatric specialists now refer to balance work as the anti-aging gym for your brain and bones. Once 30 seconds feels easy, challenge yourself gently. Try closing your eyes for 5 or 10 seconds to train your inner ear, vestibular system. Slowly turn your head side to side as you balance. Cleveland Clinic studies show this simple tweak improves overall stability by over 50%. For a deeper challenge, stand on a soft surface, like a folded towel or cushion, to mimic uneven terrain. Each of these progressions boosts what therapists call reactive balance, your ability to adjust quickly when you stumble or trip. Aim for 3 short sessions per day. Morning. Wakes up your balance system. Afternoon. Maintains muscle engagement through the day. Evening. Retrains your nervous system before rest. Practicing at different times helps your brain refresh its balance circuits multiple times daily. Studies from Johns Hopkins University show this leads to faster coordination improvements and fewer nighttime falls, especially during those half-asleep bathroom trips. You've now learned the 3 cornerstone exercises proven to rebuild leg strength, balance, and independence after 60. Wall sits, step-ups, and single leg stands. Next, let's wrap it all up with a recap, a reflection on what this truly means for your future, and how to start small today for big lifelong results. Let's take a moment to recap what you've just learned and why it matters more than most people realize. After 60, your legs aren't just for movement. They're your foundation, your strength, your balance, your independence. But when that foundation weakens, everything else begins to crumble. Energy drops, balance falters, and even your confidence to move freely starts to fade. The good news? You now have the tools to rebuild that foundation, one simple movement at a time. Here are your 3 takeaways. Wall sits to activate and strengthen every major leg muscle safely, even with weak knees. Step ups to restore the real-world strength you need for stairs, cars, and everyday life. Single leg stands to protect your balance, sharpen your mind, and literally train your body for longevity. Just 15 minutes a day, 3 times a week, can change how you move, how you feel, and how you age. And studies show it's not just about your legs. Stronger lower body strength improves heart health, metabolism, and even mental clarity. So start small. Maybe it's a 20-second wall sit today. Maybe it's balancing on one leg while brushing your teeth. Because every rep you do now is a small deposit into your future independence. As Dr. Michael Joyner from the Mayo Clinic says, aging well isn't about adding years to your life. It's about adding life to your years. You can't stop the clock, but you can slow its effects. And you can do it from your living room, with no fancy gym, no personal trainer, just you, your body, and a few minutes of focus. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 3 exercises will you start with today? Is it wall sits, step-ups, or single leg stands? Tell us in the comments. And let's keep each other accountable. If this video helped you, please hit like so more people over 60 can find it. And subscribe for more science-backed, practical health tips to stay strong, sharp, and independent for life. Remember, it's never too late to start getting stronger. Your body is waiting for you to give it another chance.